Travel by rail has changed phenomenally across the country. World-class, high-tech, high-speed, eco-friendly. These are just some of the terms being used to describe train journeys these days. Indian Railways is bringing more remote areas to its network. The lifeline of India is living up to its name as the great unifier in our diverse country, connecting cities and states, people and cultures. Hello and welcome to Transforming India. I'm Amitabh Kant, and in this show, we take you through India's development journey, the new initiatives that are changing the face of the country. In this edition of this show, we will bring to you the story of Indian Railways, a story that is closely connected to every single Indian. It is an engine that is powering growth, connecting people, and opening up opportunities for youth in a completely new India.
This is a picture of India's diversity. People from different states and regions trying to reach their destinations. Speaking different languages, practicing varied cultures, bonding over stories, traditions, customs, food. A train journey on Indian Railways is etched in every Indian's memory. Trains are the means to reach new worlds of opportunities, a fast and affordable way to travel to destinations.
It's the easiest and the fastest mode of travel, which means basically every single person, may it be a celebrity, who is in the highest position in the society, has traveled by train in some point of time. It may be a film star, it may be a politician, anybody. And in no other country, this is the most important factor, in no other country, we have the cheapest and the fastest mode of travel is railways, which is around 14 to 15 paisa per kilometer, which no other country offers the cheap travel. In addition to being fastest and cheapest, it's also the safest mode of travel, which makes it a people savar.
From the era of steam engines to super-fast, world-class trains, the Indian Railways has made spectacular progress since independence. From the ultra-modern rail infrastructure to high-tech trains and railway stations, the government is aiming to make Indian Railways a vehicle of fast-paced, inclusive growth and connectivity.
Traveling with Tejas has been a very good experience as compared to other trains. The quality of service this train provides or the level of hygiene is being followed in this train is absolutely amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It's up to the level we got to see in flights, the level of quality, the level of service they are providing.
We have traveled in so many Rajdhani or Shatabdi trains. The food quality was not very good. Even the cleanliness was not there. So many times हम जो वेंडर्स होते हैं इन द ट्रेन्स हम उनको कॉल करते हैं, नंबर टाइम्स वी हैव मेड द कंप्लेंट्स दैम कि ये चीज़ ठीक नहीं है, वो चीज़ ठीक नहीं है. बट इन द लास्ट 2-3 years what I am seeing कि day by day things are getting improved, and when these private trains are getting introduced, so these things are hardly get improved. Vande Bharat is one of them. The things are getting improved. Tejas is one of them.
Yes, in terms of improvement, in terms of service, definitely Indian Railway has improved a lot. It's a big leap towards, towards a good environment. and the ease of use. So now I can easily book my ticket. So initially, if I compare 5 years back, it's very difficult to book even a ticket. But now it is at the ease, just few clicks away, and you can book your ticket.
It is bringing remote areas in Jammu and Kashmir and elsewhere on the railway map. The entire rail network in the northeast has been converted to broad gauge, connecting all 7 states.
Indian Railway has done very remarkable job doing this bridge, actually connecting Arunachal Pradesh with rest of India.
Now the connectivity with Arunachal Pradesh has increased so much. People can go easily to Arunachal Pradesh, and from Arunachal Pradesh also people can come easily.
Not just boosting tourism and local businesses, many trains are destinations in themselves, taking passengers through scenic landscapes while providing them a luxurious experience on board. The Boat Mail Express connecting Chennai in Tamil Nadu to the temple town of Rameshwaram in Kerala offers lovely coastal vistas. The IRCTC's Buddhist Circuit tourist train takes pilgrims on a spiritual trip through 4 key Buddhist sites in India and Nepal. Launched in 2016, the Tiger Express is an adventure trip for wildlife lovers through the Bandhavgarh and Kanha National Park in Madhya Pradesh. The Desert Circus train, a joint initiative of Indian Railways and the IRCTC, takes heritage tourism to a new level in Rajasthan. The Maharaja Express offers a luxurious slice of India's heritage, culture, cuisine, travelling through historical locations in Delhi, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra.
Trains have their own nostalgic value, and the people who travel, they not only get the value for the money, but here the class of the tourism that we are working with is the deluxe kind of a class of the tourism, where we are charging, we are providing them AC first to AC 2 tier of services, which includes the entire bouquet of services, the off-board excursion as well as the on-board excursions. So this has really changed the face of the tourism, because when the COVID had taken place, and after that, the revival was happening, IRCTC perhaps was the first one to come up with the mass kind of a tourism.
In the past few years, Indian Railways has seen development at a speed and scale never seen before. In 2020-21, Indian Railways achieved the highest ever electrification of sections covering 6,015 kilometers in a single year. 1,110 kilometer dedicated freight corridors were successfully completed. Highest ever capex utilization of 1.55 lakh crore rupees was achieved. Capex of over 6.45 lakh crore between 2014-2020 surpassed cumulative investment made in 60 years from 1951 to 2014.
The Indian Railways is becoming future ready with world-class infrastructure and facilities. It is also acting as a catalyst for Atmanirbhar Bharat by building fully equipped trains like Vande Bharat and modernized state-of-the-art infrastructure and indigenously developed trains. Under a new procurement policy that promotes local vendors and manufacturers, 95% electric locomotive components are sourced indigenously. Axle capacity of the rail wheel factory has been increased to reduce import dependence. India is also exporting 7 diesel locomotives built at the Banaras Locomotive Works to Sri Lanka, demonstrating not just self-reliance, but also disseminating expertise.
In a big boost to Make in India, the diesel locomotive work in Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh built the first ever diesel to electric converted locomotive of 10,000 HP in 2019. In 2020, the electric locomotive factory in Bihar's Madhepura built the first state-of-the-art electric locomotive of 12,000 HP. This is the nation's most powerful made-in-India electric locomotive. Since then, 100 such locomotives are revolutionizing freight movement in the country. There is a 30% increase in electric locomotive production from 2018-19 to 2019-20. Production of LHB or passenger coaches have gone up 42% in the same period. The National Rail Plan has been prepared to create a future-ready railway system by 2030. This will provide an overall long-term rail development plan by formulating strategies based on operational capacities and commercial policy initiatives, creating capacity ahead of demand, increasing modal share of the railways in freight to 45%, enhancing average speed of freight trains to 50 km per hour, identifying new dedicated freight corridors and high-speed rail corridors, and involving the private sector in operations and ownership of rolling stock, developing freight and passenger terminals, and developing track infrastructure.
Through the National Rail Plan, India has taken a quantum leap towards all-round development of rail infrastructure. To speed up critical projects, Vision 2024 has been launched as part of the plan. It includes 100% electrification, multi-tracking of congested routes, upgradation of speed up to 160 kilometers per hour on the Delhi-Howrah and Delhi-Mumbai routes, and to 130 kilometers per hour on all other golden quadrilateral, golden diagonal routes. The plan is to eliminate all level crossings on these routes. But the real focus is on the development of dedicated freight corridors. These are expected to be a game changer for India's transport sector. These corridors will lower costs of logistics, support industrial zones along the route, and reduce freight traffic on existing tracks. With the national freight activity likely to grow up about five-fold by 2050, Indian Railways freight transport will play a very critical and major role in supporting the entire ecosystem.
Last December, Prime Minister Narendra Modi flagged off the Khurja-Bhaupur stretch of the Eastern Dedicated Freight Corridor. This is the first section of the 1,856 km long EDFC that will run between the industrial hub of Ludhiana in Punjab and Dankuni near Kolkata in West Bengal. Work is also underway on the 1,506 km Western Dedicated Freight Corridor between Dadri in Uttar Pradesh and Jawaharlal Nehru Port Trust in Mumbai. The 306 km Rewari-Madar section of WDFC was also inaugurated in January this year.
These are going to be a big game changer. We are for freight express type of the trains, scheduled train operations from one point to other point with a higher, heavier and longer hauls. So with our higher axle loads, higher speed, we will be taking the freight movement across the country at much faster and with some reduced logistic cost. And daily we are running one train length trucks on the rakes and we are transporting them. And this is reducing the basically carbon smoke in the air.
In a game-changing initiative, the government launched the Kisan Rail to increase farm incomes by providing access to bigger and new markets for agriculture produce and products. The first train launched on 7th of August 2020 from Devlali in Maharashtra to Danapur in Bihar was further extended up to Muzaffarpur. In the first year of operation, 1,040 Kisan Rail services have been started on 72 routes across the country. These trains transported 3.38 lakh tons of consignment till 30th July this year. Kisan Rail is bringing farmers prosperity through quick transportation, zero wastage and 50% subsidy.
इस एक्सप्रेस के माध्यम से कहीं का भी किसान कितनी भी क्वांटिटी में, उसकी कोई बंदिश नहीं है, अपना माल बेच सकता है, वहाँ से माल मंगवा सकता है। इजी वे है, इजी थ्रो है, कोई लिमिटेशन नहीं है। किसी से ऐसा नहीं है कि किसी व्यापारी के थ्रू ही आपको व्यापार करना है, पैसे के कोई झंझट नहीं है, सबसे सस्ता साधन है।
We had to deal with, we had to send our crop to outside the Indo location. We had to contact the mediator person and give money to. So definitely commission agents will be reduced.
Not just enhancing rail infrastructure, the focus is also on keeping it clean and hygienic through the Swachh Rail, Swachh Bharat initiative. Since 2014, cleanliness tenders have seen a remarkable transformation. Over 1.8 lakh bio-toilets have been installed. 700 railway stations have integrated mechanized cleaning systems. Over 1,000 trains have onboard housekeeping. Coach Mitra services in over 2,000 trains allow passengers to request cleaning of coaches via SMS or real-time app. A digital transformation is underway in the Indian Railways as well. Passengers are being offered services like high-speed Wi-Fi, paperless unreserved ticketing to eliminate waiting in queues, online booking of retiring rooms, and faster and user-friendly new ticketing website.
In the past few years, the Indian Railways has made safety its #1 priority. Steps are being taken on a continuous basis to prevent accidents and increase passenger safety. For the past 2 years, the Indian Railways has achieved its best ever safety performance with 0 passenger fatality. For the first time in Indian Railways history, this is a record. The Rashtriya Rail Samraksha Kosh, a fund of 1 lakh crore rupees, has been created for critical safety related works. Other steps like eliminating unmanned level crossings, using advanced equipments to eliminate human failure, patrolling of railway tracks for railway fractures are all efforts to ensure a 100% safe train ride for passengers.
In the last 5 years, train accidents have come down from 104 in 2016-17 to 22 with 0 fatalities in 2020-21. The Railways Ministry launched CORAS, that is Commandos for Railway Security, as a responder unit for any security situation like attacks, hostage, hijack or disaster situations in railway areas. The first deployment of the Railways Commando Unit will be in the Naxal hit areas of Chhattisgarh. Additionally, many stations have CCTV-based surveillance across the country. While Indian Railways is changing the countryside, Metro Rail has transformed commutes in metropolitan cities, making them fast, safe, clean and affordable. While Delhi Metro is the first modern metro rail in India, the history of the metro dates back to 1984 when the first underground train began operations in Kolkata. 18 cities have world-class metro rail network, up from 5 cities in 2014.
अब हमारे घर के पास ही मेट्रो आ गई है तो हमें इतनी सुविधा हो गई है, ऑफिस जाने आने में या और भी कहीं जाना होता है तो बड़ा आनंद महसूस होता है। ये जो बाहर का पोल्यूशन है, जाम है, इससे हमें बड़ा निजात मिल गया है।
लेडीज़ कोच अलग है तो वैसे भी रिस्ट्रिक्शन होती है कि कोई भी जेंट्स उस कोच में नहीं आ सकता है, तो उसमें कोई इशू नहीं होता है। लेडीज़ वहाँ पे सेफ हैं, बस सेफ हैंगी, वहाँ पे उनकी सेफ्टी का पूरा ध्यान रखा गया है।
हमारे देश के अंदर एक ऐसी सेवा है जिसको हम विदेशी सेवा कह सकते हैं, जो फॉरेन कंट्रीज़ के अंदर हम देखते थे, फिल्मों में देखते थे, मेट्रो से उतरते जाते लोगों को शूटिंग में देखते थे जिन चीज़ों को, आज हम उसको अपने आप साक्षात देख रहे हैं। और
The government is encouraging private participation in Indian Railways to meet the rising demand and enhance passenger comfort and facilities. 2 Tejas trains are already being run by IRCTC as an experiment with the private sector. Indian Railways has invited bids for private participation. The plan is to induct 151 trains over 12 clusters through PPP model. These trains will be in addition to the existing ones and will offer services like those in Rajdhani and Shatabdi type premium trains.
Public-private partnership is the need of the day because public is ready to spend, public is ready to bear the cost. On one hand, customer is ready to bear the cost, and there are players who are ready to provide services and assist in the development of the country. And by doing this, so they will also be quite comfortable in earning the revenue. So it is kind of a win-win situation for both the sectors, because by doing this, we would be generating a lot of employment for the other sector as well.
So very few people remember that the entire railways in India was built by the private sector between 1855 and 1890. And that was the first public-private partnership in India, where the private sector raised the money, the private sector constructed it. Today, we are in a situation where 100% of the railway construction and maintenance is done by the private sector in contracts. The private sector is not paying, the government is paying. Now, in the national monetization pipeline, there are three specific areas where the railways is inviting private participation. The first and the most important to my mind is railway station redevelopment. The second is logistics and multimodal logistics transshipment hubs. And the third, which was tried, was running of passenger trains.
During the COVID-19 pandemic, the Indian Railways truly lived up to its reputation of being the lifeline of the nation. Its massive and gigantic network efficiently transported essential goods, services, food supplies, medical equipment, and all necessities during the lockdown. Shramik special trains ferried lakhs and lakhs of workers to their homes. The Indian Railways rescued students stranded across the country. Oxygen express trains delivered over 31,000 million tons of liquid oxygen across India. The Indian Railways also deployed 4,000 COVID care coaches with 64,000 beds in Delhi, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh and Punjab.
Two new freight trains, Annapurna train from the north and Jai Kishan train from the south, mark the start of long-distance superfast freight trains during COVID-19 induced lockdown in April 2020.
Indian Railways has always adapted itself to answer the needs of a changing India. It is a shining example of Atmanirbhar Bharat. The Indian Railways is on its way to becoming 100% self-reliant. It is also on a mission to achieve net zero carbon emission by 2030 to help India achieve its sustainable development goals. And as one of the fastest growing sectors, the Indian Railways is without doubt in the driver's seat of India's development journey. Well, that's all from us in this episode of Transforming India. Thank you for watching and stay tuned into Sansad TV.